The Team Affinity Color Storm players are finally here, and we have 30 new cards that just got added to MLB. So in today's video, we're going to break down the 30th best player all the way up to the first player in this program, and who I think is the best overall card you should be getting first on your teams. So if you enjoy these style of videos, make sure to leave a like and make sure to subscribe down below, and let's hop straight into the video. Any of these last few like 5 or 6 cards you can exchange for one another, and I really won't be mad. But we're starting with number 30, Luis Gill on the Yankees, the starting pitcher. Sadly, I just feel like he has great pitching clutch. I think it's awesome. 125, that's great for him. His mix just isn't really doing it for me. He doesn't have an outlier fastball, and his control is awful at 70. Along with when you toggle his pitches, his pitch control at the top right is only 76, 70, 64, 70. Just there's no real control there. He doesn't have an elite pitch mix. He doesn't have an elite arm slot. I think he's just going to be an overall mid pitcher. Heading to our next player is going to be another pitcher. It's going to be Brian Abreu for the Astros. Again, fast fastball, but no outlier. Only a 3-pitch mix, which is definitely tough. Again, great pitching clutch, Ks per 9, hits per 9. He's going to be an all right, kind of just like a worse Michael Kopech in a sense. So I think he just belongs lower on this list. Not really too much to hammer home there. Then we have our first position player, as we're going to go over the Ruiz card from the Nationals. He's a catcher, which is a very overpopulated position at this point, but he's an all right overall. Just like he's just mid as hell. He's slow as fuck. No defense. Great contact on both sides, sure, but no real pop behind it. Great clutch, but again, just the no pop thing really hurts. No quirks to pair along with it. Obviously a switch hitter. That's awesome. Great for him. I just don't think he's really going to do much for many teams unless you're running a Nationals theme team in an overly populated catcher position with already 2 or 3 switch hitters that are free or very easy to get in this game. Then we're going to head to our next, who's going to be Andrew Benintendi, the left fielder for the White Sox. He's an all right balanced card, 94, 80, 101, 90, 93. His defense is lackluster. I don't think I would really use him in the field as he doesn't have enough pop to really make me motivated to. His clutch is a little bit low, and he's too slow to, and he's more like a DH, but as a DH, he's no quirks and not that much pop. So it's just like, I don't know really where you would use him. I just kind of think he's an overall very average to below average card. Our next player, we're going to go on a run of these 3 pitchers. You can swap these pitchers anywhere you want. It's going to be Jared Jones. It's going to be Brian Wu, and it's going to be this Jack Leiter card. They all have kind of the same problems of just no real quirks for any of them that are very viable. I mean, maybe stopper. I mean, like, it's just nothing really here. Obviously pitching clutch, and they're all pretty leveled overall. Low clutch for Jared Jones. The pitch mix is all right, but no cutter on any of these guys, which definitely hurts them. Cutter has been a really popular pitch this year. It's been one of the better pitches in the game. No outlier, any of these guys. There's just nothing really too special about them. So they're kind of just all paired in here as just like average starting pitchers. You can throw into your lineup if you don't have any of the top guys, but most of the top guys are pretty cheap to get right now, and I think are just better than these guys. So then we're going to head to the next player, who's going to be a center fielder in Jung-Ho Lee for the Giants. Obviously, again, lefty bat, great contact, no pop righties. Great clutch, 99 arm in the field, 80 speed. He's a viable center fielder. There's just way better center fielders out there right now. And with no pop against righties, and that's his platoon side, it makes it really hard for me to really be on top of him. Plus, he has no quirks along with it. He's just an all right to an average center fielder who I really wouldn't prioritize in my lineups unless I'm a Giants fan. If you're a Giants fan and you get the plus on the captains, sure, probably would use him, but I'm really not too keen on Jung-Ho Lee right now. Then we're going to head to the Diamondbacks, as the Diamondbacks have one of my favorite swings in the game. The 78 contact right, 110 contact left, 84, 81 power left. Again, overall, just solid. But here's the thing. Again, another card where you're going to have to DH him because you can't use 50 speed in the outfield, and he just doesn't have the attributes to be a DH right now comparative to a ton of other cards in this game. The Bobichets of the world, the Heimer cards, the if you want to use I know some people use a Grandal as a DH. There's even the 85 overall Babe Ruth might be better than this right now, which is like tough as a DH, you know, and that's just tough. So sadly, again, just falls lower on my list. Then we have Victor Scott here, center fielder, Cardinals center fielder, 99 speed. That's really the reason why he's here. Solid contact, lefty hitter, solid defense, just 99 speed. We have a lot of 99 speeds in the game right now. It's not really too motivating for me to put him up on this list. Again, no pop, no quirks, He's all right. Then we're going to head to our 20th player, breaking into the top 20. As Colston Cowser makes the list for the Orioles. Just an overall mid-as-hell card. Like, low clutch, not really usable. Power's all right against righties with decent contact right. That's his platoon side. He has a 99 arm in the outfield. That's awesome. He's definitely viable in the field. Hitting wise, it's kind of scary. It's like all right, but it's nothing I'd really prioritize. He's some corks, which is better than nothing. Just again, another card where it's like, you wouldn't really use him over a lot of cards that are out right now. But again, if you're an Orioles fan, it definitely makes work. Then the next one's kind of interesting, as I think Michael Wacha, Wicha, whatever, however you want to say it. I don't know exactly how to pronounce it, but starting pitcher for the Royals. Interesting card here, more control than the other cards in this program, and he has a sinker, slider, cutter, fastball combo. I really like his pitch mix. The circle change you can even throw in there. The pitchers don't really throw too much differentials in the cutter and slider. That'd be my only real concern. He does have really good control though, which is great. 99 control, 95 control, 90 on 86 on the slider, decent on the sinker. Like, he's going to be able to put the ball where you want him. So on higher difficulties, he's definitely going to be viable. Solid overall stats all around. His Ks per nine's a little bit low. He does fall a little bit lower on this list. Again, good pitch mix, overall solid pitcher, but nothing really too amazing to call a top 15 player yet. Then we're going to have a very balanced player. I think probably one of the more balanced players in this entire program is just Josh Lowe. Just overall very balanced. The lowest part is his 70 power left. That does stink, but good clutch, solid fielding, 79 speed in right field is more than viable, going up to 84 when you P5 him. Good stealing as well. Just an overall all right card. Like, you can use him if you want. It's not going to kill you. It's just average, but again, that's kind of why he's in the middle of the rankings here for the program. Going to our number 17 player, which is a defensive monster, and Ezequiel Tovar. Obviously Tovar here's a shortstop, which again, the middle infield is going to see probably a good amount of love in this, just because there's not many elite infielders right now. So getting a good shortstop with elite defense, I'm talking like this is probably some of the best defense you can get for a shortstop right now, especially if you P5 him. He'll have 96 accuracy, 99 fielding, 99 reaction with an 86 arm. It's going to be nuts. Good speed overall. Again, the hitting stats are viable. The pop, there's no real pop there, which is kind of the hard part. 93 clutch is doable, but again, for a shortstop position where we don't have much there, and this card might be even better than Bobby Witt right now, which is hard to say just because Bobby Witt is 45 power on one side. Like, this card can definitely be used. I can see him being used, especially with the elite defense. Having breaking ball hitter definitely helps as well. Just an overall solid card. Again, he's not going to blow your socks off, but I think he's definitely usable. And I think all the cards really above him are starting to be definitely usable cards in certain scenarios. And I think Tovar is kind of the start of that in this kind of tier break from the last few cards. And that's where the next one comes in. Nick Lodolo. Interesting pitcher. I don't love the mix. Obviously, a 4-pitch mix, no outlier, whatever. But he does have a glitchy arm slot, which could be interesting, almost like the Chris Sale type of arm slot, where it's just a little bit of like a lower 3/4 release. 99 break, 93 velo, overall solid stats across the board. No real quirks outside of break outlier. He has decent control at 82. It's not going to kill him. His sinker and circle change of 85 and 82. He also has a slurve, which is very interesting. And the pitch break is nuts on the sinker and circle change, as well as obviously a fastball, but a fastball's a fastball. So definitely an interesting pitcher here. Viable lefty pitcher, and lefties again are kind of running the middle right now. So he has to be higher on this list. Then we have another position where it's more, this is kind of more position play than anything else, and that's going to be Nico Horner, as he's a second baseman, right? Obviously no pop, none, but he's elite contact, right? 100, 106, and 100 clutch. Again, no real power, but a decent swing nonetheless, as well as he's elite fielding as well. 95 fielding, 91 reaction. Obviously, the arm you don't really need, as he's a second baseman. He's not going to be throwing it from across the field. And again, solid overall speed as well. No real great quirks outside a bad ball hitter, but again, at a second base position where you could throw him in, and I really wouldn't be mad at you. I don't think he's the same tier as a Cattell, as a Polanco, or I don't think he's the same tier as a Brian. So there's a few other cards I'm definitely using over him, a Chase Utley. But again, he's definitely a viable card in kind of that second or third tier here. So that's why he's going to fall right in the middle here at the number 15 slot. The next player is also going to be someone that kind of specializes in that. It's just a 94 speed right fielder. You get him to 99 speed at P5. So he's definitely just very viable in that sense. Another great contact hitter that's just going to have no pop, but can lead you off pretty well. Solid defense all around. Just, again, another guy to where bad ball hitter, unfazed, decent quirks. Just a guy you can use in certain situations to where if you just are a Brewers fan or whatever, I can understand why you would use him, especially if you want to try to P5 him. Next player is going to be a player that definitely has a better swing than the other two, which is going to be this Xavier Edwards card, switch hitter, and again, another position, which is the middle infield. Again, you're going to look at this and be like, God, he has 39 power. I understand. That's where he comes in the teens. Otherwise, he'd definitely be like a top 7 card if he had more pop. But sadly, he just has no pop. But again, his contact, his vision, all that, his swing is great. Switch hitter, both sides. Again, the problem really lies in his defense. He has like none, but he does have really good speed to make up for a lot of that. And it will always get pretty much on base with the type of contact he has. It's just he's not going to hit you literally any home runs. So that is the negative part about him. But for the most part, he's definitely got a good swing, switch hitter. You got to kind of throw him a little bit higher on this list. The next one's going to be another middle infielder. We just have middle infield after middle infield here, as Jake Cronenworth is going to be our next player here. 92 overall. Solid overall player. Again, 95, 89, 85, 72 across the board with 91 clutch. Nothing really is popping off the page there, but solid all around with solid defense. Again, 60 arm is perfectly fine at second base. You're not going to be really gunning people anyway. 66 speed gets the job done. No real great quirks. Bad ball hitter, situational hitter, they're all right, but no red dead or anything. Lefty hitter, which is tougher in the meta, but again, a solid, very balanced second baseman in a position where it's very, very shallow. So he gets a little bit higher on this list for that reason. The next player, we're going to start breaking into the third baseman, as Royce Lewis is going to be our first third baseman and our last guy in the teens, as he is the Twins reward third baseman here. Great contact on both sides, great power right, bad power left, but great clutch to make up for a lot of that 90 contact on the right side. 85 fielding, solid fielding all around. The arm is a little bit lackluster at third base. You'd like that to be a little bit better, but 48 speed is fine for third base. Situational hitter, should be good as a righty and a lefty meta as well, so he'll have a lot of platoon advantages. Just an overall solid card that I feel like has a pretty good pop, so I like to use him later on for sure, just to give him a try, but he's definitely going to crack into the top 11. Now we're going to break into our top 10. Our number 10 card is going to be my Blue Jay reward in Jeff Hoffman. Great closing pit, not great, solid closing pitcher. Good hits per 9, solid Ks per 9. Everything is very good. The pitching clutch is very high. 99 velo, 99 break. 4 pitch mix in fastball, slider, splitter, sinker. The corks really aren't there, which is lackluster, but again, it's an overall closing pitcher to where you can just throw him in your lineup at the end and you have a great 91 overall solid option in a position where there's a good amount of relievers right now, but there's only a few that I really love relying on. I feel like Jeff Hoffman can definitely get into that mix with a pretty good pitch mix here. Then we're going to head to our next card, which is going to be a catcher card in Bo Naylor. Great swing. I really like his swing. Lefty bat. Solid contact on both sides. Great pop with the 103 power. Solid power on the left side, 83. Clutch at 94 is very solid. All right defense, 85 fielding, 73 arm isn't really ideal, but again, it gets the job done with 48 speed. Definitely better than what we had before. A solid catcher spot to where if you're a Guardians fan, you can feel good about adding him into your lineup. No cork, sadly, but again, you could feel good about using him, and I wouldn't bat 2 eyes if you put him in your lineup and be like, I like him better than so-and-so. He does have a really good swing, so maybe that's it. But I think a lot of people are going to be using this Bo Naylor card for the free. Then the next one, we're going to go to our first DH. Yoshi's going to be in here. Obviously, again, I say DH as he's a left fielder technically, but if you throw this card in left field, you will be cooked absolutely like 10 out of 10 times, and you'll be looking at yourself like, why the fuck would I ever do this to myself? He's got to be a DH. 120 contact, though. 94 contact's amazing. Solid power on both sides. Great clutch at 109. Just, again, the fielding doesn't exist, so he has to be a DH, and that's where we fall into the same argument as a lot of these cards of where, yes, he's a DH, but I feel like there's a lot of better DHs out there, especially if you can't hit with smaller batters. He's only 5'8", so it's a smaller strike zone. There's going to be a lot of instances where you feel like you can have a better DH, and I would agree with you, especially when you can add a switch hitter in your DH spot, or even if you want to add someone else that you can get for free in this promo who I have a little bit higher up on this list. I think Yoshi's going to be a solid DH option if you're a Red Sox fan, but if you're not on the Red Sox theme team, there's no real reason to use him right now. And again, his also captain abilities are fucking hot Cheetos. I understand the Red Sox are cracked already, so that's kind of why, but +6 is diabolical. Anyway, then we're going to go to our next card, which is going to be a Blake Treinen card. He plays really well. you know, so that's kind of why we're going to play him. It plays above his stats. Sweeper, sinker, fastball, cutter, good overall mix, good hits per 9, great pitching clutch, good velo, good break. Overall, great stats all around. Day play and pick guard aren't really anything to harp home on. But again, just an overall great card. All the stats look really good. He pitches really well for almost everyone. He always plays above his stats, so I think he's going to be a reliever on a lot of good teams. Then we're going to go up to our kind of top end hitters. I feel like there's only one pitcher above this list. Everyone else is going to be a hitter. We're going to start with our top 6 players, and now the first one is going to be the Mets, as we're going to mark, again, I don't really know what to say his last name, Vientos. Vientos is what I'm going to say. If it's wrong, lick my nuts. But Mark Vientos, third baseman, 95 right in 98 left. A lot of people really like this card. 103 power right, 92 left. Obviously, just an overall solid card. Defense is obviously solid. You really should only use this card if you're a Mets fan. There's a lot of better third basemen out there, and there's certainly a lot of better DHs out there. But an overall very balanced card to where, again, if you are a Mets fan and you want to use the team boost, he's very viable. I just don't think he's a top-end card, especially at a position where Scott Rowland exists. It's really tough for me to harp home on him. But again, an overall very solid card. I don't know about his swing, but apparently it's really good. He does have dead red, which is awesome. First pitch hitter, which is awesome. So again, very viable card. Just not a top-end third baseman. But again, very, very good card that you definitely can plug and play, and I would have zero problems within your lineup. Next card is going to be Javier Baez at a little bit more of a niche position in shortstop, where, again, there's a lot more questions at the shortstop position to where you could throw him in and feel pretty confident. Righty bat. He can play third base and he can play center field. Wouldn't really play him in either of those, but 87 contact right, 100 contact left, 87 power right, 86 power left, 112 clutch with 80 fielding, solid fielding all around, gold shield, and 62 speed is more than enough to get it done. Situational hitter is his only quirk, but again, a shortstop to where the shortstops don't have a lot of depth right now. I get asked all the time who are using a short, who are using a second. Javier Baez can definitely be someone you throw into your shortstop and feel pretty comfortable with the very high clutch, very high contact, and overall solid power. And people really normally like his swing, so hopefully he's a really good card, and people can benefit from using him for the free. Then we're going to have Brent Rooker, who's going to be our next player. He's going to crack our top 4. Brent Rooker is going to be a card that I really, really like at the DH spot. I'm trying to find him. Where the hell did Brent Rooker go? Did I just literally go right past him? I did. Brent Rooker right here, right fielder. Obviously, you're never going to use him in the field. You're going to use him as a DH. But again, his stats are nutty. Great, great swing. 95 right, 99 left, 101 power left, 101 power right, 108 power left. Solid clutch at 95. Corks are there with dead red, breaking ball, rally monkey, first pitch hitter, situational hitter. He's all the corks you pretty much need. He's going to have a butter swing with great overall power on both sides. He's going to be a powerful bat to use in a righty, in a lefty meta. So again, he is going to be awesome to use. I'm super excited for people to use this card. I'm also going to try him out probably on my own team for a little bit. But again, just an overall very, very good DH spot. I think he's going to be the best DH that you can have in this program. Then our next player is going to be interesting. It's going to create a lot of controversy, but I think JT Realmuto is a top 3 player in this program. Probably like, God, what are we doing? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I think he's very overall balanced. 90 contact plus on both sides, plus 80 power on both sides. When you P5 him, he'll be 85, 87, 95, and 98 on the contact side of things with a 98 clutch. Very, very viable options here. I understand there's 2 really cracked catchers in this game. One of them super expensive in Carlos Santana, and one of them you can get for almost free in Yasmani. But with the JT Realmuto card, you get something very different than you get from both those cards. Yeah, I would say you get more pop and you're a switch hitter for both those cards. Sure. One, I also liked JT's swing. That's just me. If you don't like his swing, fine. You can dislike this, whatever you have to do. But I like JT's swing. Also, the fielding is where like I'm super bought into this idea. When you P5 him, he'll have a 91 arm. He'll have 89 accuracy. And he'll have an 87 reaction with an 88 block. Like, that is really, really good stats. And then when you add in the fact that he's catcher pop time, he's going to be the only catcher in the game. I say this with my whole heart. He's going to be the only catcher in the game that will be able to consistently throw out the 99 speed meta that we have. Corbin Carroll, between we have PCA, we have the Ricky Hendersons of the world. We have so many 99 speed players that are just out there. Even in this program, we had a few 99 speed players that came in through with 99 ceiling. He's going to be one of the only cards in the game that can throw them out consistently with catcher pop time and the gold shield and the 91 arm that he will have. Great hitting stats all around. Put him in your 9-hole and have a reliable player that you wear right now in the game. As of today, you can have a single turn into a double almost every single time. You don't even have to have that high of stealing to steal on a lot of these top end catcher cards just because their defense is that bad. So having a catcher card with elite defense, I think really presents a new and cool idea. Plus, he's going to have 80 speed at the catcher position, which is awesome for base running purposes. I think he's going to be a great card, and I'm super excited to add him into my lineup and try him out for sure. Then our next card is going to be the second best card in this program, which is going to be Austin Riley, third baseman here. I think he's going to be awesome. 98, 102, 80 power right, which is lackluster. Yes, 100% righty. But his power left is 98 with 110 clutch, 72 speed at the third base spot with a little bit better defense. Just a great overall third baseman. And honestly, I wouldn't really necessarily use him at third base. You could use him at third base, but he's going to be a great DH as well. But again, he's very, very viable at his position where Brent Rooker wasn't viable at his position. So that's why he gets a little bit more of a boost. But again, just this card's going to be nuts and he's going to rake lefties. And I'm super excited about it. His swing is butter. He has dead red. Obviously doesn't have a lot of the other quirks we're looking for, but dead red alone is just the best cork in the game. And he's going to be absolutely cracked. And I think his swing is going to be amazing. And I can't wait to get this card to try him out for myself. But we are going to lead to the #1 player, which is going to be this Ben Joyce card from the Angels, right-handed pitcher. It's just double outlier, right? Fastball, outlier, sinker, outlier. It's going to be nutty. It's going to be super hard to hit. 112 clutch, 113 hits per 9, 104 Ks per 9. The control is all right? 80, 90, 75, 79. It's viable with the pitch break on the sinker being 99, which is disgusting with a 99 break, 99 velo. This card on higher difficulties is going to be impossible to hit. On lower difficulties is going to be a little bit harder with the velo, but this card is going to be absolutely nuts. And I'm super excited to get him as a reliever on my squad, as he's 100,000% going to be a reliever on my squad, as I think he's a top card and can go straight into God squads. I think realistically, any of these top 10 cards that I listed for the top 10 that you could use, and I won't bat an eye for whatever reason or the next. I think all of them are very viable options, but the top 5 are definitely players that are probably going to enter a lot of people's lineups, and that is going to do it for the video. So again, if you want to know how to get these players the fastest, I made a video on that before. You can get it in literally, I got JT Realmuto in 22 minutes. It took me 20 minutes to get him. Super fast, super easy method. So go check out that video as well. If you missed that, other than that, make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, all that sort of fun shit down below. Let me know who I got wrong, who I got right, what I messed up, who should have been from 22nd spot. Oh, he should have been in the top 10 spot. Whoever it was, let me know in the comments below. I'm happy to hear you guys out. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.